Wadamaya, you're welcome to Connected Minds.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
I'm so calm today, when I'm behind the camera, behind the microphone, I always shout, but today I'm kind of calm. I'm calm.
It's the weather as well, isn't it?
Maybe. This is my favorite weather so far. I love it. I love it whenever it rains, man, because I would love to, go into the rain naked.
Yeah, I think it's the weather as well.
Yeah.
So my first question, which I didn't prepare, I spoke to my team and some of the students I work with, and they came up with this question. And I thought it was important I did that because then I would know what the audience want to hear from you.
Yeah.
And the first question is, what inspired you to start creating content that focuses on showcasing Africa? But I want you to take us from the point where you started YouTube up onto the point where you decided that you want to showcase Africa.
I think I've come a very long way. I did not wake up one day and say that I'm going to create content about Africa. I believe creating content about Africa is actually the later part of what I do. But it's been a very long journey. I started as a comedian, more like doing comedy skits. I started with comedy skits. But what really got me into that is being an engineer, being in school 24/7. I found internet. Wherever I go, there was internet. So I was like, where I'm coming from, I struggle because I was born and raised in a village. So, going to China was more like a culture shock for me. So seeing internet everywhere, and I was like, you know what, it's about time for me to take advantage of this internet that I have. And that's how I started doing my research. Like, hey, I love talking. Why is it that no one is paying me for talking? So I found guys that were making videos. I wish is it Real Bugger GH? If I'm right.
Oh yeah, Bugger GH.
Bugger GH. If you know those guys.
He's actually from the US.
Thank you.
Yes.
So I started watching these guys. So I created a YouTube account just to be able to comment on their videos. That's how I ended up having a YouTube account. So when I had a YouTube account, they were making videos all the time. But when I was doing my research in terms of how to talk and get paid, I was like, you know what? I can do exactly like Bugger GH, but I don't know how to dance. So we started doing comedy skits. And my father found out my videos, and my father got extremely mad that I took you to school to become an engineer, not the guy on YouTube having fun and all of that. And that alone, my dad stopped talking to me for 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah. My dad stopped talking to me. And 2 weeks later, my dad called me and said, my mom has managed to convince me, hence the name WODE. So WODE simply means my mom, just to celebrate my mom for convincing my dad to support my YouTube career. Right. So when I was doing those skits, my father was like, for me to give you my blessings for you to do what you do, I believe that you speak Chinese. So why not use the Chinese that you speak to change the way Chinese people think about Africa? So I stopped doing the comedy skits, and I did my first ever YouTube video of me talking to a Chinese lady, trying to change the misconception they have for the motherland, and hence the viral video. So when I got that viral video, that's when I started making videos about concerns of Africans living in China. So basically, I pick your story,
yep,
and then I use it in the form of a YouTube video just to, educate Chinese people, because the kind of misconception that they had about Africans were like, we live on trees. Africans don't wear shoes. So to the extent that you'll be in a taxi and the driver will keep on looking at your food, like, do you feel comfortable? Do you feel comfortable? One of the craziest things, the day I was eating chocolate, and then the lady was super shocked, like, wow, he's eating chocolate.
He's actually a human being.
It's like, you're not scared you're gonna bite your fingers because the chocolate color and your
chocolate too,
and your color skin looks exactly the same way. So I started changing all those misconceptions. Times that when we try to stop a taxi, the drivers don't stop for us because you're black. So I was creating awareness, and I started seeing more Africans following my page, and to the extent that most of them were coming to China because of me. I meet people on the street like, I came to China to do business because of you. I meet students and they'll be like, oh my goodness, your videos actually inspired me to come to China. And I'm like, if all these guys are coming to China. Why do I have to stay here? I mean, I'm not from here. I have to go back to the motherland because I kind of like when I started talking about Africa, there was something in me that was boiling that, you know what, why is it that Chinese people don't know anything about Africa? So I started like doing research about can I find content creators on the continent that are showcasing Africa in a positive way so that I'll be able to use those videos to change the way Chinese people think. And when you go online, it's basically people putting 10 slides together to say that top 10 places in Africa that you need to, all those kind of videos. So I'm like, you know what, if no one is doing it, then I have to go. And that is when I called my mom and said, I'm coming to Ghana. And my mom started crying because she thought somebody had jujued me. So I was like, no, I just feel like somebody need to come up to change this narrative. Hence how I found myself in Ghana. I came to Ghana, nobody really knew what I was doing. They didn't really care about it. And then I left. And I started the whole project in Ethiopia, which is Addis Ababa. And then it continued from Rwanda and everything changed. I was in Rwanda when a video went viral. A video of sitting in the gutter eating, and it got viral, and that's actually my first ever viral video, and hence how everything started, like promoting Africa from one country to another. And as I sit here today, we've been to 30 countries in Africa.
No, you've done fantastic.
No,
during these times when you were doing these works, did you have to do the edit yourself, content planning, thumbnails, captions, tags, you name it?
I was a one-man show, bro.
Wow.
I was a one-man show till I hit 200K. So basically, you're not making money. You're just having fun. You just enjoy what you're doing. To the extent that when I was coming to Africa for the first time, it was actually on a loan.
Oh yeah, you said.
You know how crazy that is? Because when I had the passion of changing the narrative about Africa, I spoke to all my friends like, hey, like there's something in me that is boiling that I'm so passionate about Africa that I really want to go back home and start changing the narrative. But guess what? You ask this person, Charlie, can you just give me $1? Let me tell you the reason why I even started asking people to donate to me. Because whenever somebody is sick in China, whenever someone is sick from the city that we are in, I am the fundraiser. I'm the one who take it upon myself, raise funds for the sick, raise funds for people that have problems. So when it got to my turn, that hey, I really want to go back home. I just feel like I need to promote Africa to the world. But then I spoke to all my friends that were like, we're sorry, man. This is not a kind of fundraising that we do. We are not the AU. You can reach out to the AU if you feel like promoting Africa to the world. So I had a Chinese friend who believed in the dreams, man. And he said, let's use credit card. We used a credit card to buy 5 different countries in Africa. And he told me, please, just come back so that we can pay the loan. If you don't come back, I'll go to prison.
Wow.
And the rest is history. I was in Rwanda when my videos go viral. That's when I called him and said, we're paying the loan. Yeah.
When you have a friend that believes in the dream that you have, it means that you have to be a certain type of person. You must be built in a certain way for people to recognize that about you, to say that I want to give you a loan to take away and you're going to pay it back.
It all boils down to your values.
Yes.
Integrity. I mean, I've been honest from the very beginning of what I do, and honesty is part of my values. So people that get closer to me, because I knew that guy for 4 years,